What's up, everyone? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Komaris, and for today's video, as you can see by the title, today I'm going to be discussing my thoughts on majoring in a hobby in college. So I'm pretty sure we all see the conversation where everyone's saying how you go to college and you major in a hobby and then you wonder why you can't find a job.
I love when y'all be like, college is a scam, college is a scam. No, you majored in a hobby.
No, because I want to talk about it. Y'all go to college and major in things like art, dance, theater, knowing that's not going to make y'all no money or give y'all no guaranteed job. Be for real. And then y'all, oh, college is a scam, I got a degree for no reason. Yeah, you did that by choice. You major in something that you enjoyed in high school and think that's going to make you so much money. You have to major in something that gives you job security and makes money.
Why didn't you tell me? Well, because I wanted us to fail.
And I want to start off this video by directly saying that a lot of the majors that people deem as hobby majors are things like, creative writing, graphic design, dance, maybe even singing, ceramics, sculpture making, and anything that's pretty much within the realm of, the arts. And recently I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Media Entertainment Arts, concentrated in video arts, and I guess that would be deemed as a hobby major as well, because throughout my program we pretty much focused on how to create content, video content, assist in production and things like that, and how to operate the equipment and the terms and the rules and everything like that, regulations that you must know to work on sets and things like that. I basically chose that major just because of the things that I was doing on social media. Previously, I always used social media as a tool. I thought that I was going to become, dub smash famous at one point, and I would strategically outline like my videos and how I post them and which times are the best times by studying the insights and the analytics and things like that, just to understand and make sure that I'm posting things at the proper time to where I could get the best analytics and things like that in interaction. And I feel like that was something that I was just easily drawn to, but at the time there wasn't no social media major or minor until like my junior year and things like that. Not many colleges were offering that until like I was getting ready to get up out of there. And so I chose video arts as my major because I feel like I could improve the quality of my content while also creating and improving the way that I post through the things that I learn on my own time. So the reason why I pursued that degree was because, going after things in my initial interest, well, what I thought were my interests was the medical field. I've always dreamed of being, a black male doctor. And at the time, well, my final stages of what I wanted to be was an optometrist. The things that made me dislike this field was the fact that I knew I wouldn't be able to endure what it takes to get out through the process of what it is. I knew I wouldn't be entirely interested in the whole process of getting to where I would want to be. And granted, as I've stated in my previous video where I talked about not wanting to take on a job or a role that isn't, of my interest, you're gonna always have to do something that you're not interested in doing or you don't like to do, no matter if you're in something that you know for sure that you love or not. But sometimes you have to think about, like, would I really take this bullet for you? Is how I look at it. Like, nobody wants to take a bullet, but there's a specific person that you would rather take a bullet over than other people. Anyway, yeah, we getting off topic, but yeah. I really, going through the course catalog, I was just realizing that I did not want to go through that struggle. The chemistry, all the maths and all of that. In high school, all of that was not my weakness, but there was challenges for me that I barely made out of. If I could barely make it out of high school, chemistry and algebras and math and things like that, like, math is just something that I just can't grasp onto when you have all these coefficients and all of that in it, like algebraic equations, expressions. Like, I just don't cling onto the concept of those things well. And just like I don't cling onto things like that well, as other as other people may cling on to those easily, because they have more of an interest in those things. There are things in my field as well where people may not easily cling on to. Like, they wouldn't be able to sit in front of this camera because it would be like an extreme challenge for them. But I can do that because I have an interest in it and I'm willing to go through that challenge.
I'm beating a dead horse, but anyways.
Your major is art. Try being in STEM. Like, girl, your major is hella easy.
So, I'm not an art major. I've never claimed to be one. I've never said that a day in my life, so I don't really know where we're getting this idea. But I know so many people that are STEM majors, and they automatically assume that they're more intelligent, more hardworking, more tenacious than their peers that are not in STEM. And it's funny because my friend Miranda is a studio art major, right? The work that girl has to do, I couldn't do it myself. I could never. I'll be like, hey Miranda, what do you have to do today? I have to make 6 paintings, and then 87 drawings, and then I have to make a claymation 3-minute video, and then I have to make 87 more paintings, and then I have to sing 84 songs perfectly, and then after that I have to make another painting, and then after that I have to sing another song. Whether you see it or not, whether you're able to recognize it or not, that's a lot of hard work. It takes talent and hard work and time to be an art major. Sure, there's an art major out there that's probably doing like emoji art right now and bullshitting their way through college. But most art majors are not. It's very, very hard. This is also just a reflection of people not seeing the value in creativity and in art. As someone who is the daughter of 2 artists, I see the value of art. Although I am not going into that industry myself, I recognize how important it is. My brother does computer science, for example. He went to Cornell Tech. He doesn't think that he's smarter than my parents because he knows how to code things. He recognizes that they are smart in their own way. Miranda is talented and hardworking in a way that I can never be. And that's not to shit on myself. It's just that she has to do all of these amazing things that I simply was not put on this earth to do. In the same way that a bio major is. I'm a global studies major. My friend Charlie does biochem. I could never do what she does, but that's because we are all talented and unique and individual in our own ways.
Yeah, like, there are challenges in every single major. No major is easier than the other. And there's also a demand for each and every major available. The major wouldn't exist if there wasn't a demand for it, in my opinion. I feel like that there are people who need artists. You need art in your house. You need something to consume on TV. You need to see your favorite influencer do their daily vlogs, which they're not editing and uploading themselves. You need social media managers and things like that. So I don't understand what the whole idea is with people having this thing about everyone majoring in a hobby. Everyone should be able to just go and do things that they're interested in. That's the whole point of college, is for you to get experience in things that maybe you don't have the ability or easy access to, like where you're from and where you basically like grew up. I know for me, college exposed me to a lot of people and a lot of things that I do not have access to now. I've always been interested in video-based content and things like that, and I've always used to basically just use my phone to produce things like that, and that's not how the industry works. No matter how good these phones are, they still want you to be able to use the equipment and everything that they deem as industry standard. And college gave me the experience to, well, not the experience, they gave me the ability to experiment and try out things using things that are of industry standard and following the rules, while being, guided by people who have been in the industry and are extremely experienced. You don't get that anywhere else unless you just magically, produce well on your own, and you're just a natural at what you do without training, and someone picks you up, which is a one in a lifetime thing. It doesn't really happen that often. Yeah. But all of these jobs, in my opinion, are needed, as we can see. And I feel that college helps you get a better experience than you would if you just stayed out of school and just experiment on your own. Also, college gives you the freedom to not have to worry about necessarily needing a job to pursue being a creative. A lot of people are on a scholarship, and there's many scholarship opportunities in college. I know where I attended, speaking for me, there were a lot of scholarship opportunities where I could go. You get your check back, you get a piece of your student loan back, which they shouldn't give you that, but I feel like they should just automatically put that towards your loans, your student loans and things like that. But a lot of people have the ability to go to school for free and still, receive scholarships and stuff like that, and that money could be used as, play money, or what you should be using that money as, especially if you're going to school and you're majoring in said hobby, you should use that money to invest into your own ideas and things like that. College gives you the ability to do that without being so much of a starving artist. And being a starving artist is something that I don't think any person within the creative world should experience, because it's very much a struggle. The name itself doesn't sound good, a starving artist. Yeah, you don't really have much time or money to truly invest in your craft and become the person that you know that you can be through your creation. But while you're in college and you're pursuing a degree within the hobby or so whatever, you are able to, again, become professionally trained while also experimenting on your own time. The only way that I believe that majoring in a hobby is a bad thing or is not good for you is if you are only going just for the lesson. Throughout your time in college, you should be experimenting and collaborating with all the people that you find are interesting in your department. In the arts rooms, it is kind of weird and stuff like that. We're all artists, so we all have our weird antisocial ways and things like that. So I didn't really naturally click up with people well until we were like basically forced to work together. And then after that, like my senior year, especially because I came in during COVID, so we didn't have much interaction until like our junior year, honestly. yeah, I wouldn't have much work done with other people until like around my senior year. And that's like, we all talk about how we just realize how cool each other are, and we're literally about to leave. And throughout like uh throughout my senior year, I spent a lot of time on my capstone, which was a documentary called Tone by Tunes, and it basically was on basically how music affects athletic performance and the impact it has on athletes. And throughout that time, like, I met some people. We basically just kind of came together because everybody else was already grouped together, and we basically produced a documentary together. And this was the first time I've ever experienced spending the night like over in the studios, and just making sure that everything goes well and just practicing and things like that. Also, because I graduated early, I didn't, like, I was kind of being rushed through classes. So like by the time I was doing my capstone, I was in classes that were supposed to prepare me for my capstone. And I immediately realized, like, wow, I should have been taking advantage of my resources a lot more, and maybe I would have been enjoying my time here. And a lot of things that I was doing while being a person who majored in a hobby, I spent a lot of time working on personal projects and assisting other people with their projects, using my mobile videography, my phone, and things like that. Um, Again, this is like the most time that you're ever going to be around people who are interested in what you may be interested in. And again, because I came in during COVID, I didn't really find much. Well, it's not that I didn't find many people that I were interested in and wanted to like work with or collaborate with. I also wanted there to be more collaboration upon campus based off me seeing all the different creative people that were around that just follow me on Instagram, but we never would interact. It was my freshman year when I talked to my mentor, and I was letting her know, like, we should really start something here just to get more collaboration going amongst the creative people on campus, because I see so many fly people. Like, even like during COVID when we was in the mask and things like that, it was people dressed up and looking very nice, and I was like, there needs to be more collaboration. And also with the pictures that they were posting on Instagram and stuff like that, I was like, there should be more collaboration amongst us, because every other university has these fashion groups, they have these content days and things like that. And I feel like the South gets overlooked for that because nobody's trying to come together and make those things happen. Eventually, my mentor assisted me and a few other people who also saw interest in this idea to create a fashion and fine arts organization at my university, and it's the first fashion and fine arts organization at the university. And throughout this time, we've been able to witness all the great collaboration efforts. I wish I would have been there longer to see and participate in more of this. But, I spend a lot of my time recording and documenting these things and initiating collaborations and things like that throughout campus. And my only regret is that I didn't collaborate more with people. I did a lot of photo shoots and things like that, and edited a lot of our social media content for the organization and things like that. Yeah, and it all gave me experience in what I'm interested in, not just what I'm being taught to be interested in, but not being taught to be interested in, but what I'm taught to understand. Because I don't really have an interest for working in TV production or things like that, but I learned how to do those things. But with everything that I learned in college, throughout those courses and things like that, it prepared me for working and collaborating with other people on my personal projects and the projects that I'm interested in working on. Because again, like, they prepared us for basically like TV production, to work on like movie sets and things like that, but I don't really have an interest in those things. But I'm glad that I was able to experience learning what it's like to do those types of things. Back to the topic of majoring in a hobby. Personally, I believe that people who major in something that they're interested in should be completely left alone, because there are a lot of people who are majoring in things like nursing and stuff like that to become nurses or to become things in the medical field where they literally have no inspiration or drive to really pursue this career outside of the potential pay that they can make. And being that I have a grandmother who's a retired nurse, she talks about all the time how the chemistry through nursing has really changed as the younger people come in. She can easily tell that there's not many people there who are nurses because they genuinely love to help people and love what they do. I've witnessed many people throughout my high school that say, "Oh, I want to become a nurse," this and that, and they were the meanest people, literally, in class. And also, like, I see a lot of TikToks where, like, they're posting, like, their check stubs and their income and, like, how they're ready to travel, this and that, and how a lot of elderly people are being abused and things like that by people who literally hate their jobs.
I'm a travel nurse. Of course I'm waiting for the next pandemic so we can make this money, honey.
The only reason it's a nurse shortage is because these girls are getting degrees for a bag. They have no empathy, no sympathy for nobody. Then their attitudes are stink as hell. And then they quit because nurse life is not what they thought. They thought nurse was going to be, oh, I was going to walk around in cute little scrubs with Crocs on and get a $3,000 check. And then when they realized they actually got to help people, now they want to quit. Now they want to go be a bottle girl. Now they want to go do lashes.
And this ain't just in the medical field. There are mechanics that hate their jobs too. That's why it takes so long for you to be getting your car and your oil changed, because they're procrastinating just because they don't really feel like doing it, because it's not something that they really like to do. Usually, when there's something that you enjoy doing and you enjoy doing your job, you're going to hop on that as soon as possible. You're not going to procrastinate to do anything that you love to do and you get enjoyment out of. But I digress. I feel like people should just be led to doing what they enjoy to do. I feel like people who major in a hobby are some of the bravest people on earth. Even with people telling them that they won't have a promised job, it's not a real career, this and that, and seeing so many people be successful without a career in the field that they're trying to pursue, that takes bravery. It's basically just going to be a journey. In any major that you pursue is going to be a journey. And by the time, it's great to have a plan, you have to definitely have a plan while being an arts major and how you want to come out on the end of this, at the end of pursuing your degree and finally obtaining it. If you're going to major in a hobby, make sure that you have people that you not necessarily want to be like, but they're doing things that you're interested in doing. And pay attention to what it took for them to get into those positions. and figure out how can you get into a position similar or the exact position based on where you are currently. You, as a person who is a creative, an artist, and a person majoring in said hobby, you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan, even if things don't work out necessarily in that order. You must be able to easily maneuver and switch things up when you need to, because we don't have everything mapped out for us, which is like, we don't have the success plan. Like, this is the only way that you can do this to be successful. Success for us can be gained in many ways and throughout many different, strategies and plans, because everybody has a different plan. And we have the luxury to have our own viewpoint and our own career goals and how far we are allowed to take them. And all of that is pretty much just based on our own self-beliefs and the amount of potential that we put into things. Some of us want to have our own production companies and things like that. A lot of us just want to assist others with production. Some of us even want to co-produce and produce while also playing a person in the show or in the movies and things like that. We have the luxury of doing that. There's no limits to where we can really take this, but there also isn't any guidance and direct plans mapped out for us to do this. But you must create your own and move accordingly based off how things go throughout the time. Just because you set something, not that it shouldn't go that way, but it may not go that way, and you must be prepared. And another reason why I feel like majoring in a hobby is brave and things like that is because I feel like it's preparing you for life. Life is the most unpredictable thing ever, and this career field and majoring in the arts and things like that is unpredictable within itself, because you again never know what's the best route for you to take until you take it and you experience it, and you use your experiences to base how you're going to change and reroute things to maneuver in a better way based off what you've learned. We don't always have things written out like, you take this exam after this, and then you do this, and then you do that, and then you're going to be in a position to make this much money because of this. We don't have that for us. A lot of things for us are based on faith and also performance and who you know. And I think while in college, you should take advantage of all those opportunities and also make sure that you're doing things on your own time, not just because it's required for you to do it in the course catalog, and basically just working as hard as you can while you're in college and building up a portfolio that is absolutely outstanding and be, absolutely outstanding naturally. I just want to say to anybody out there who's interested in majoring something that could be deemed as a hobby, or anybody that's currently in something that could be deemed as a hobby, do not take this negatively and do not allow the world to down you for doing something that you thoroughly enjoy. That's the problem with this world now. We have so many people doing things just to satisfy the world and others, when the world and others don't care about you or your satisfaction. You don't gain anything by pleasing others if you are unpleased. And I hope that this video helps with this whole idea of majoring in a hobby. This is just the thoughts that I have on it. If anybody has any more questions on my thoughts when it comes to like majoring in said hobbies or things like that, just leave them in the comments and I'll definitely get back to you. And yeah, thank y'all so much for the support, and that's the end of this video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you turn on that bell for the next videos that I have coming up. On the go to 250, and after 250 we're going for that 500 and beyond. Also guys, I've been very active on the community post. I would love it if you guys would interact with me on there. I'm going to be doing more polls when it comes to like topics and things like that I want to go over, or like what my next video should be and things like that. So I would love it if y'all would just like, you know, interact with me more on the polls and things like that, so I can know like what it is that y'all would like from me and what types of videos that y'all would like to see me attempt and things like that. I'm kind of pretty much just experimenting now while I have the time to. Yeah. So just let me know through those posts and things like that, and just, you know, interact with me. All right. Thank y'all. Bye.